Welcome to the latest in our series of mind-setting videos featuring friends of the firm, Steve Backley and Roger Black. This week, we're going to be covering creating empowering beliefs. And I'm going to ask the first question to Steve, really, which is, Steve, when did you first realise what your potential was?
Oh goodness, yeah. It's in some ways it's a bit of a process, Malcolm. I think your belief changes from a dream into a reality through your beliefs, doesn't it? And that moment when you really start to believe, when you look in the mirror and you totally are committed and believe in what is a ridiculous dream. There's a big difference between having this kind of dream out there about being an international athlete wearing your country's vest to it becoming a reality. So the belief, sort of those conversations in your mind that you have that sit behind that are integral. And a lot of people, talk about this as you don't really trust and believe in yourself until it becomes a reality, which seems the wrong way around, doesn't it? So the suggestion we make as part of the mind setting process is to start that belief, take control of that earlier on. Easier said than done, but it is about that internal dialogue. To answer your question directly, it was quite late. I was going up against the best in the world before I really started believing that I was worthy. And I had a particular experience at one event that, made me really start to believe in myself. And, I'm always I'm the type of person who always challenge that, always have to recreate that all the time. But again, it's why we believe that your mindset is everything, because it's a bit of a chicken and egg situation. But like I say, the suggestion is that we can take control of it.
Yeah, it's an interesting question, creating empowering beliefs. Beliefs is a huge part of sport. You look at someone like Usain Bolt and you look at him and you just think there's someone who totally believes that he is the best. And Muhammad Ali, you think of all the people that sort of oozed belief. But then a lot of people, I put myself in this category, you may have the talent, you may be performing well, but deep down, do you really have the belief that it takes to really maximize your potential? And for me, it was a journey. It was a journey. And I certainly, for me, it was a shift prior to my greatest day of winning the Olympic silver medal in '96 in Atlanta. I came second in 400 meters behind an amazing athlete called Michael Johnson. And that challenged my belief, because did I really believe I could beat Michael Johnson? Deep down, that little voice in my head, did I really believe it? Honestly, no. Because I knew the reference was he was miles better than me. But did I believe I could be Olympic champion? Yes, because what I knew is that for me it wasn't about just how I performed, it was also how he performed. And he could have fallen over, he could have got injured, anything could have happened. So my belief going into the Olympics was not about medals or places. It was absolutely about, did I believe I could run my perfect race on the most important stage of them all? And I 100% believed I could do that. Now, I didn't know what the result would be. Fortunately, it was a good one. And Johnson didn't fall over. But that was my only belief. And I totally believed that on that day, I could run my perfect race, which is what I went to do. It's a very different belief to winning a gold medal, being an Olympic champion. I controlled what I could believe.
And just picking up on that, Malcolm, when we translate this into the workplace, which of course is what it's all about, of course we want everyone on the team to believe unequivocally in the direction we're going and that we're completely committed and have the belief that we can get there. The reality of that is of course that some days, some people will feel more buoyant than others and more confident and have that belief. But what we recognize in our work with individuals and teams and organizations is the impact we can have on each other. The impact that if with somebody by asking the right question, having the right conversations, even across Zoom, as in this modern, in this situation we find ourselves in, how we can impact each other's beliefs and confidence in where we're going can really start to ramp up the performance of the team. And it's why we offer the advice through our program to help people to build that, because it's so important.
Brilliant. And is there anything that you'd suggest to somebody who might be having a bit of a crisis of confidence at the moment, particularly if they're you know, their business has been hit quite badly, and you know, maybe they're a bit older than they were when it all started up, and they've got to sort of get some of that belief back again.
I think the simple one, can I just quickly pick up, Roger? Because the simple one is, and I'll be very quick here, is Viktor Frankl. You know, the famous quote, you know, that's used a lot, and it's more relevant now than it's ever been, is it will soon pass. Whatever, and that applies to good and bad times. It will soon pass.
No, all I'd say, look, listen, who are we to it's a tough one. It's a tough one. I think anyone who's really struggling, to pretend that it's going to be easy is I don't think that's realistic. I think it's going to be tough, and it is tough. It is tough for us. It's tough for a lot of people. But the thing we try and do is try and remind ourselves what we're good at. You know, and sometimes you go back to what you're good at, because, you know, we get busy doing loads of stuff, but maybe just narrow it down to what you're really, really good at, and remind yourself how you got where you got to before this happened, and that you've done it once, you can do it again.
That's brilliant. Thanks for your input on that. Next week, we're going to be talking about creating compelling goals. See you next week.